Well, you bunch of degenerate losers. It's time yet again for another verbal shellacking from your fantasy football bettors. Well, it's the RZW Smackdown. And once again this week we'll be touching on how much the vagina division just simply sucks.
Yeah, speaking of sucking, let's just dive right into this freaking pool of pussies. We'll talk a little bit about Dave and his sad effort to derail your bitch-ass team this week.
Yeah, Dave. I know you had some bye week issues this week, but so did I. But frankly, that's no excuse to leave Tony Romo, who was clearly declared inactive prior to the game, in your lineup, brother. There's just no reason for that. You got to pay more attention, especially when you're playing the champ. The upside to getting blown out, however, by 70 points, Dave, is that you really don't have to feel all that bad about your miscues because, frankly, you could have played 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks in your lineup and still would have lost by a wide margin. So, Dave, I think you really might want to give some serious thought maybe to, I don't know, dropping MJD and doing your best to never play Wes Welker again. Not ever again, Dave. Not ever again.
Never, ever again. He's clearly, Rob, his European vacation has affected his fantasy football judgment, and we will continue to refer to you as Clark Griswold until you prove otherwise, Dave. So moving on here. No surprise, folks. Robbie Gould in the 5th took another trouncing. And this time it's a little greasier, though, because, well, after losing to the Hamburglar this week, he is, I'm sure, covered with nasty grease from Wendy's hamburgers all over the place. Just like everything else the inflatable Elvis touches.
Greasy. No doubt. Well, Ryan, if you can't get points out of anyone but your Saints players, you're going to be in a bit of a year-ending pickle there, aren't you, bud? I mean, you lost to Brad's team, thus sliding down to become the new, not even so shiny bottom dweller in the vagina division. Ouch. Now, I will remind you that the top 2 teams from each division do automatically qualify for the playoffs, but the remaining 2 teams get in by the highest points total of the remaining 6 teams. So even though, Ryan, you are technically in the bottom of your division, you are still right in the mix in regards to points because everybody in your division sucks. So keep your chin up, buddy. Keep after it.
Keep your chin up. And Scott, you keep all 6 of your chins up. Moving on here to Deldre and his loss to me. Hey, Deldre, I told you you'd lose. Now, I gotta give you credit for trying, though. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'll get that participant ribbon out to you in the mail when I go to the post office to send Antonio Brown his fruit basket this week.
Yeah, he did save your balls yet again this week. He did. Guy's a beast.
He does it every week.
Make sure, Deldre, to put that ribbon on your fridge, buddy. Just put it right there in the middle of your fridge. Nice job out of you. Keep trying. Keep your head up. All right, well, boys, the champion has furthered his quest to repeat. He lost to the Whore Island Ocelot, shaking their titties, as we predicted.
Woo!
Thereby cementing the champion's place at the bottom of the league. No, Jay, not just the bottom of our division, but having only one win, one measly win, 1-8 he is. He is at the bottom of the league. It's embarrassing to have him in our division. It's embarrassing. And when I say bottom, I mean it. Because, again, you're at the bottom of even the vagina division teams. And that's saying something. Again, Raj, karma is clearly a bitch. Clearly.
It is. Karma is a bitch. All right, moving on to this week's matchups. We have what we may as well call this year's true championship, Rob. Really. It's a rematch of last year's championship, and that's you and me. And you may be in first place right now, but that being said, this is the week of your downfall, the beginning of the end for you, my friend. You're gonna fall flat on your face. The people's champion is going to lose. Future generations will celebrate the day that you lose. And everybody will declare me the one true ruler of the league.
Well, Jay, this is also a rematch of Week 4 where you got trounced. Got trounced in Week 4, my worst bye week of the last 10 years. But Jay, let me just go over my credentials here for those of you who are following at home. I am sporting the league's best 8-1 record. I am on a 6-game win streak, scoring an average of a whopping, and I do mean whopping, 161.1 points per contest, having just beat my 2 previous competitors by 70 points each. And on top of all that, I have the highest score in 5 out of the 9 weeks of the season thus far, with only my kicker being on bye this week. That's it. And so with that, I'll just leave my credentials to speak for themselves.
You know what, though? I have these credentials right here. Not just this one. This one right here, too.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and say this is plain and simple luck. Luck is all this is. Either that or you've been stealing Eric's black voodoo magic that he was using earlier this season. And if you're doing that, I will pray for your soul, my friend. I will pray for your soul.
You'd be referring to the voodoo that you do. What can I say? Eric and I are both huge Salt and Pepper fans. Give me some, Eric. Boom. Bradius. You had a win last week defeating a Vagina Division counterpart, but this week you're playing with the big boys. The big boys that are in the Nomad Division, minus Raj, of course. And that is why your 1-game winning streak will come to an abrupt, I say again, an abrupt end, shutting the door on said winning streak. Oh, yeah, and you do have to do that without any luck. And that's both the metaphysical and the quarterback kind, because he's on bye. And Jay, this just in, there's some breaking news over the Red Zone Warriors Sporting News Wire. Sammy Watkins, I'm hearing Sammy Watkins has injured his groin in practice today and is very questionable to play this week. Ouch. Right in his mangina. He's got injured right in his mangina. Jay, Bradius, as he does, is going to fold like a lawn chair this week.
Feel for you, Brad. Feel for you. You're just starting to get some momentum going, and then you've got to play a man team instead of one of the mangina teams in your own division. That just sucks. So, moving on here. Well, champion, Raj, you may have caught a break here because Dave has no Arian Foster or Edelman this week, which means you might have a chance of winning. Probably not, though, because I know for a fact that our league benefactor, the almighty holy Tim Couch, is very put out with you for your disregard for league protocol and your lack of respect for your duties as the league champion. So you'll just continue to lose like you always do.
It's more than likely, is what it is. It's more than likely.
It is known.
Deldre, it's a cakewalk week for you. So just sit back, my friend, relax. Enjoy your romp over the gold standard. New name there, Eric. Feel free to use it. It's all you, buddy. Just consider that a freebie.
The gold standard. I like it.
Eric, man, we tried to tell you that things were bleak. I tried to text you and let you know you need to do some waiver wire work. You need to make some swap outs. You need to get some new players in there, some new lifeblood. You need to get a new kicker when Robbie Gould is out. You need to do some things. You're just not listening, which is why you're getting your ass beat, man. It's just your early season luck has given you clearly a false sense of security.
False.
Have fun in your free fall to the bottom.
Free fall. Well, Ryan, I hope more than your Saints show up this week, because if you lose to the goddamn Hamburglar, well, as my teenage daughter would say, I can't even. Scott, now set down the double baconator for a second, man, and listen up. You've done well thus far, Burger Master, but your day is coming soon, and when it does, I will be there to lick the sweet tears of sorrow as they drip down your greasy, chubby little cheeks.
We just made a new condiment. What just happened there, folks? Just happened.
Tears of sorrow.
Well, ladies, that's it for yet another award-winning edition of the RZW Smackdown, this time of the Week 9/10 variety. Keep your chin up, Vagina Division, because at least two of you are guaranteed to get in the playoffs this year. So, again, you're welcome for that. Until next time, ladies, keep sucking. We out.
Fantasy, football, fantasy, football, fantasy.
Like an end zone that ends in a waterfall.
A shower that showers you in tiny footballs.
It's a football fantasy like no other.
Like having a best friend that's your quarterback brother. Fantasy, football, fantasy, football, fantasy. If you like football, then you like fantasy football.